fellow Rangers, welcome back to the last episode of the build series on the de Havilland Tiger Moth. For even after one or two of the water slides I managed to mess up, but I think that I've managed to pull it off. Yeah, so essentially it could have turned out a lot better in my opinion. I did try my best regarding the aircraft, but no matter. This is the final episode of the Tiger Moth of in our little model build series, and essentially now we will move on to a brief history of the Tiger Moth, and then the history of our Tiger Moth. And I was quite surprised I was able to find out as much as I was actually able to, because some aircraft it's the luck of the draw, or one minute you can get virtually everything from day one to now, or when it was crashed or shot down or anything like that, and then you get aircraft in like the Dauntless that we did a couple of months ago, where you can't even get any information on that aircraft. After it swings around about. It's literally one minute you can get it and the next minute you can't. And so it does make life interesting when you're trying to struggle for it. But fortunately, with our Tiger Moth, we were able to. So let's get on with everyone's all favourite AI voices, because obviously I can't do it simply because I struggle to read, and I want it to be accurate and correct. So let's get on with the brief history of the de Havilland Tiger Moth.
The de Havilland DH.82 Tiger Moth is a 1930s British biplane designed by Geoffrey de Havilland and built by the de Havilland Aircraft Company. It was operated by the Royal Air Force, RAF, and other operators as a primary trainer aircraft. In addition to the type's principal use for ab initio training, the Second World War had RAF Tiger Moths operating in other capacities, including maritime surveillance and defensive anti-invasion preparations. Some aircraft were even outfitted to function as armed light bombers. The Tiger Moth remained in service with the RAF until it was replaced by the de Havilland Chipmunk during the early 1950s. Many of the military surplus aircraft subsequently entered into civilian operation. Many nations have used the Tiger Moth in both military and civilian applications, and it remains in widespread use as a recreational aircraft. It is still occasionally used as a primary training aircraft, particularly for those pilots wanting to gain experience before moving on to other tailwheel aircraft. Many Tiger Moths are now employed by companies offering trial lesson experiences. The de Havilland Moth Club, founded in 1975, is now an owners' association offering a mutual club and technical support.
His former ran Tiger Moth is now part of the RAF Museum's collection at Point Cook, near Melbourne. Built by de Havilland Australia as serial number 824 for South Africa or Rhodesia, it was allocated RAF serial No. DX781. When Japan entered WW11, the aircraft was released to the RAF, becoming a 17-692 on November 24, 1943. During the war it served at No. 5 Elementary Flying Training School, EFTS, at Narromine, NSW, and No. 10 EFTS Temora, NSW. Following WW2, a 17-692 served at the Central Flying School, East Sale, and No. 1 Basic Flying Training School at Uranquinty, before going into storage at Tocumwal on July 10, 1953. It was then issued to the Royal Australian Navy on March 30, 1954, serving at HMAS Albatross, until being struck off charge on August 8, 1958. The aircraft was then sold to the Tamworth Aero Club, where it was registered VHTWA on September 31, 1958. The Aero Club sold it to Mr. B. Dower and Mr. R. Gillespie, who re-registered it VHAWA on March 17–16 June 1965. Mr. R. Naughton then acquired the aircraft, initially in partnership with Mr. J. Mason. Naughton operated a 17-692 until his death in 2004. Airframe logbooks from 1961 indicate the aircraft had some major repairs, but layups were not overly long, and the aircraft has remained in reasonably continuous service throughout its life. Research by museum staff indicate that a 17-692 may be the last Tiger Moth operated by the Australian military. Source: RAF Museum.
Right, fellow Rangers. Yes, our Tiger Moth has had a fairly active life, which is nice to see. This is what makes building model kits for me even more fun, because the fact is you can pretty much find out the entire history of an aircraft, and it's especially not just the particular type of aircraft, but the exact aircraft. Our Tiger Moth, for example. And just another fun fact, which wasn't in the actual history clip, is the fact that in 1986 it was painted blue in essentially marketing for Foster's lager. Image here, of course. And it, by looks of it, done very well for itself. Even as for Foster's, I don't drink, so I can't exactly comment. So anyway, that concludes our de Havilland Tiger Moth build segment. Right, fellow Rangers, there's one last thing I would like to get on to speak about before we essentially end this video, is a particular charity I'd like to mention. I'm not officially affiliated with them. I'm doing this because I've decided something I do actually believe in myself personally, and that is obviously I honour veterans in my own way in these model kit builds. And essentially there is a charity out there called Models for Heroes, where they help servicemen and women with any of their issues and stuff like that, and they build model kits to help with that. So far, according to their website, they are on they've built over 11,000 model kits. Pretty much, I honestly think it's an amazing charity. Anything to do with servicemen and women, in helping them in any way, shape or form, I support it 100%. It's something that I personally believe that needs to be helped out more and more, as we wouldn't have the lives that we have now if, for example, they didn't go out to fight the wars. So there's two ways of helping them out. Two ways. Of course, there's the financial way of helping them out. But if you can't afford that, but you buy Airfix stuff, and it has to be Airfix model kits now. Because if you're not part of the Airfix club, you wouldn't know about this. But on Airfix model kits, let's use this Hawker Hogan as an example. You see the 1 hour flying time on here. 1 hour flying hours, I should say, sorry. And if you want to help out, is another way of doing it, and that is to donate all of these to to Models for Heroes, as what is, if you're part of the club, you can collect these to redeem a free model kit. So donating these actually helps Models for Heroes, as they are able to redeem the model kits. And essentially, I love that fact that they can redeem them and get model kits to help them out. And essentially, I love that idea. So I recently started doing it. I've got a couple. I'm waiting to build up a few who before rather than just send like the odd one or two, who I'd want to send like a few of them at once, with our compliments of the Lone Ranger Motoring YouTube channel. Or again, I'm not affiliated with them. It's just a sort of charity. I can honestly, hand on heart, say that I honestly think very, very highly of them. Anyway, that is the last bit now. Our Tiger Moth wasn't the easiest kit to build for me. I did struggle with this one. I have built biplanes in the past, which I thought was going to be very, very difficult. There's like the Gloucester Gladiator that we done some time ago. That was actually easier than I thought, so I must have been lucky. I don't know. Anyway, age-old question. We get to that point at the end of a build segment, and I look at myself going, and I always ask my father, who I appreciate for everything I do. I wouldn't be able to do any of these without his help and support, and that is, so I let him decide on what kit I'm going to be building next. So, what has my father picked for me this time? And so I get to say the famous words of Mark Evans after he finished a build, all series. What am I going to do with all this spare time? Yes, it's the Harrier, or the Hawk Orchestral, or essentially the P1127. This is going to be an interesting build. So if you have enjoyed today's video, and if you have, please put a like on the video, as that is very much appreciated. For it just shows that you liked the video that much, that you've done that, and I thank you humbly, because it is very much appreciated. So. And one other thing is, if it is your first video and you like to see model kit builds or random videos like to do with model kits and stuff like that, or if you're interested in similar things that I'm interested in, and you think that you can spend some time watching my channels, but you want to keep up to date, then please subscribe to the channel, Lone Ranger Motoring, and as that also helps out massively towards my goals. At the moment, as we're currently filming this on 8th of the 1st, 2025, Happy New Year everyone, I know it's late, but it's here. My personal goal for the channel is to aim for 600 for the end of the year. So, fingers crossed. My fellow Rangers, we will get there. To be honest with you, going on near enough when the channel first started, I didn't think I'd be this far. So thank you to everyone who stuck around with me. It is so much appreciated. I've been, in the last 2 years of the channel, it's been amazing support from everyone that affiliated with Lone Ranger Motoring, so thank you very much to everyone for that one. So, right, from the finish and the conclusion, of our Tiger Moth off, and obviously completely different aircraft to that next one. I hope you all take care. Keep doing. Oh yeah, one last thing before we end it. If you have built some amazing model kits, please take a photo and email them to the Lone Ranger video@gmail.com. That is the official email for the channel. Or if you want to show me some pictures of your projects, I would love to see them, because obviously there's better people out there who have the ability to build the model kits far better than myself. Not knocking myself back or nothing, but there's always someone slightly better than yourself. So I'd love to see them, and if I get enough pictures of your builds, there will be a video of your builds, not just my builds, your builds. And so I'd love to do that. So till the next time, my fellow Rangers, you all take care, keep doing what you enjoy doing, and this is the Lone Ranger signing out.
Top down and get into gear. The engine softly purring. It's been so long, my heart is yearning. Fire up the engine. The freeway's so clear, and you're my every reason. You're everything